Guys, what's going on? Zach Evanesh here. Finished up another day at the underground, getting in that work, and I've been kind of on this kick because I'm training so many kids now that I'm back at the high school. Train probably 100 kids a day now, and once I'm at kind of the busiest, now we're creeping up to definitely 100, 150, 200 kids a day. And the thing that's really been the struggle, and I don't know if the sport coaches can identify this, but it's been the issue of a lot of the football players they think they've pulled their hamstring, but they basically strained their hammies because they did not do any leg training. And this video is going to talk about the importance of leg training. And of course, right here, we've got the squat racks. That's really the cornerstone of every weight room. We've got 2 squat racks here. And we've got an old hammer strength. I'll show you it right here, guys. So we used to have on this platform a Sorinex Hurricane. And I remember saying to myself, I was like, man, we got to get more kids squatting. And now that we have limited numbers in the gym because of all this COVID stuff, it's not a problem. But there were certainly times where this space would get 15, 18, 20 athletes. And if you need everybody to squat, you've got 7 guys in a group, which is not bad if you know how to program it. You can certainly do, 8 to 12 sets of 2 to 3 reps. You don't have to do sets of 5 and sets of 10. So let's talk about the importance of leg work. Number 1, it's the foundation. It's the foundation of the kinetic chain. Movement starts from the feet. So if your feet aren't used to being loaded, your legs aren't used to being loaded, they're essentially going to have no clue how to produce force. How can they accelerate? How can I decelerate? How can I change directions? And when legs start getting weak, fatigued, now they start getting into that danger zone, into that injury zone. And I've seen it all the time. I even experienced it myself. If any time I didn't listen to my body under fatigue when I was younger, I remember tweaking something or getting hurt. So number 1, weak legs equates to a weak athlete. That's number 1. Number 2, the athlete is essentially incomplete. I don't know too many sports where we're not utilizing the legs. I'm sure somebody's gonna come up with some sort of sport and say, well, they don't really use their legs that much. The legs is the foundation. When you squat, when you trap bar deadlift, it sends signals to the entire body to adapt, to get stronger. The body starts saying, whoa, this girl's doing this crazy stuff, making me lift these weights, making me jump, making me sprint. I need to get stronger. That's how we're going to adapt. We're going to be prepared for the stress that this person's going to do. So the squat and the trap bar deadlift, it impacts the whole body. Anytime I've spoken to a high-level coach or a coach who's really been around for decades, they'll talk a little bit about research and they'll talk a lot about experience. And experience says that their fastest athletes always did squats. And then research has shown, remember Tim Ferriss interviewed a guy who was one of the lead speed and essentially sport performance coaches for Nike. And I believe he mentioned a research that was done on what improved 40-yard dash and or vertical jump the most, and it was the trap bar deadlift. Not the conventional deadlift, not the sumo, but it was the trap bar deadlift. That doesn't mean conventional and sumo are wrong, it just means that's what that research showed. I'm not sure how many people they studied or who was in that, how many athletes were in that group or what their experience level was, but bottom line is, when your body has gone for 6 months, or let's just say 2 months without deadlifting, without squatting, and now I have to sprint and perform at high velocities, your body's going to go into shock. And so training legs makes the whole body tougher. It develops grit. So that's the third thing. No matter what the sport is, there's going to be clutch times during competition where you are counted upon to push through, to be tougher. And you know what? There's not a whole lot of things that are tougher than a hard set of squats or a hard set of trap bar deadlifts. And in the deep off season, I'm a proponent of sneaking in, a cycle or two of 20 rep squats. That's the deep off season, not the in season. Yesterday, our in-season athletes had an option of front squat or trap bar deadlift. Some of them who felt good with the back, they trap bar deadlifted. Other guys just were feeling the squats, so we kind of let them choose. So what do you do if the athletes have not done legs and you're a sport coach? Well, get them into the weight room, do some sub-max strength work, and I would do it after practice, because during the season, the sport and the skill is the most important thing. So keep the main thing the main thing. My concern would be that these athletes who are untrained, if you fatigue them ever so slightly, now mentally they're kind of unprepared to be doing drills under fatigue. So what I would say is, you finish practice, you go into the weight room, and they might do a goblet squat. They might do 4 sets of 6. They might do 3 sets of 5, light, medium, heavy. Well, they're warmed up after practice, so probably a medium set and then 2 moderately heavy sets. Could also do a dumbbell clean and press. That involves the squat motion. Let's get 2 sets of unilateral work. Bulgarian split squat, reverse lunge. Lateral lunge could be done during the warm-up for sport. So before sport, we're doing some squats, some pause squats, forward lunge, reverse lunge, lateral lunge, enough to start rebuilding those legs. And then in season, trap bar deadlift at a sub-max effort. So on an RPE scale, on a scale of 1 to 10, I like to be like a 7, an 8, a 7.5, where they're working it. They could always do more, but they're done before they're done. So in season is certainly not a time for any kind of maintenance program. I don't even like that word. That's kind of got a negative connotation, if you ask me. It instills to the athletes that, hey, we're not going to get better, we're not going to get worse, we're just kind of existing. That's no good. We want to get better. So some full body movements in addition to the clean and press might be a dumbbell snatch. I'm assuming if your kids haven't been lifting, they're probably not proficient at doing a hang clean, so we're not going to do that. But let's get some farmer walks, some kettlebell rack walks, or offset carries, a dumbbell here, a dumbbell overhead. We want that whole body working. And then if you have access, you could do back extensions. Not too many high schools have back extensions. If an athlete's legs are weak, they're probably going to struggle figuring out how to do a kettlebell or dumbbell swing. So let's keep it simple. Let's go with a back squat, and repetitions are going to be 3 to 6. You don't want to kill those legs in season. Trap bar deadlift, somewhere around the 3 to 5 rep range. Reverse lunge, Bulgarian split squat, maybe a step up. So those kind of 2 unilateral exercises I like a lot. Step ups are sometimes tricky. If the box or the bench is too high, they kind of butcher that exercise. And hit those legs once a week and then start building them up. Every week, if they're getting better, that's the ticket. We're not going to transform them overnight, and we got to give kids something to do at home. So we say, guys, at home, I need you to do some work on your own. So do you have dumbbells at home? Good. Do a set of lunges and a set of squats every night, every other night. Build up the tolerance of the tissues and the loading. Get those legs prepared. I mean, we need to stop being so conservative. If we think about what do some people do, not even in the past, though I'm not talking about cavemen, what do some people do? Montana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, who are working on farms. You got 7-year-olds waking up before they go to school to carry the hay and to carry the horse feed out. They're doing farmer walks and squats and power cleans all the time. Some resources I want to give you. Number 1, get your free training courses, 2 of them. Go to zachstrength.com. If you're in New Jersey, go to undergroundstrengthclub.com. And then, of course, I've got all my programs and books on my website, but the best place is undergroundstrengthcoach.com. That's the membership area that has everything. I think the only program not in there is bodyweight bodybuilding. And if you're on Amazon, you've got the Encyclopedia of Underground Strength. So zachstrength.com is where you get your free stuff. And at Zach Evnesh, you'll see the store. So you could choose from there. But you could also email me, and I could guide you what is best for what you need. But from my experience, what I found, if you're a coach of any sort, get inside the academy at undergroundstrengthcoach.com. And now you can download training courses. You can watch my old DVDs that we've got on live streaming video, and you could really get your learn going on. You could get your education happening because you need that knowledge. all right? There's no reason why kids should not be training. And if they're not training, who's guiding them? Who's leading them? These kids don't know what they don't know. Food for thought. The links are all below here on YouTube. And if you're on Instagram, hit my link in the bio. You'll see the link tree. Peace, guys.